more play, more TCG. We've been playing so much My Little Pony. God help us. But now we're the experts. So as the experts, we're going to tell you what the best starter deck is and what the worst starter deck is.
And all in between.
And you should buy them all. Because even the worst starter deck won a game once in our video. Spoiler alert. So, number 6
is Rarity. And even though you saw that Rarity won the last video, she's still the worst. It was kind of a bad situation for Rainbow Dash in that one, is really how that happened. But Rarity is bad for a few reasons. One being that she doesn't have a 2/4, so she takes a while to get going. And that worked against her in that game because Rainbow Dash's early game is really strong, but she didn't have the cards she needed for that. So Rarity was able to kind of fly under the radar for a little bit. She's also bad because she has no good events, and her deck is a lot of relying on events, so it'll be like this Sweetie Belle that lets you put an event back in your hand, but none of her events are good. Her best event is this one, which only uses when there's any rarity in a retro area, draw 1 card. 1-for-1 draw, but you need a rarity. So it's still not that good. Rarity's kind of bad.
But you know who's also bad, but not quite as bad, is Twilight Sparkle. I don't like the Twilight Sparkle deck. I think that it's bad. It has a huge focus on draw, and that's cool. Everyone likes draw, but what it draws is a bunch of 3 costs. Like, this is the 3 cost draw, and then this is a 3 cost, and then this is a 3 cost, and then this is a 3 cost, and then this is a 3 cost. And like, so what? Am I playing 1 card a turn until turn 6? Is that my plan? I'm gonna get ran over. Also, some of her events are just bad. Like this 3 cost experience report, which protects a unit, which is good, but again, it costs 3. So on turn 4, I can protect a 1 cost, and then what? I'm blinking an attack at the cost of leaving like most likely 2 of my other spots open. So it's just kind of a trap. And then her super rare is reliant on Owlicious, and the Owlicious super rare is reliant on Twilight Sparkle. And because they're reliant on each other, it's hard to get them going. So there's like good ideas in Twilight Sparkle, and I think if you expand outside of the starter deck, she'll be quite good. I think the same thing of Rarity too. Just because once you get outside of the limitations they set for you, you could probably do some good stuff. But this deck's not it.
Next, number 4 is Applejack. Now, Applejack, I think I said before in the video where we played with her, I think a lot of her cards are going to be useful, but her deck just isn't as strong as some of the other ones. She's a lot of buffs, which isn't bad. Like, we have these like Winona synergies where you get like the Apple Bloom that boosts a Winona, the Winona that boosts an Applejack, and that can be good if you get it all at once. She also has like a lot of events that boost, which are good, and then she has decent draw too. We have the Applejack that on Farewell, if it's an untapped scene, you draw 2, which is good. And then Lullaby for Apple Tree, which is just a card that I think is really good, which is the one that if there's 5 or more scenes in your scene area, you draw 2. She also doesn't have a 2/4 because her 2 cost is a 2/2, which, as we discussed, can be a problem early game because you're going to take a while to get going. And then she also has like a lot of the high cost, bigger ones that you're going to try and boost. Yeah, that's it for her.
So after that, we get to the top 3, and I really think there's a very big gap between 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3. There's also a pretty big gap between 4 and 5, but number 3 is Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash is the queen of the early game. All of her cards are about either deleting really cheap attackers or being a really cheap attacker. I mean, there's one Rainbow Dash that is 3 on offense. It's crazy early on. As well as like this Scootaloo, which deletes an Inspiration 1, which comes in handy every once in a while. The issues with Rainbow Dash is she kind of burns out fast, and if you don't see a Rainbow Dash, you're in a lot of trouble because all of her event cards name Rainbow Dash, so there's no like recovery options. Because also like a lot of her good buffing cards also name Rainbow Dash. The other thing is that the longer the game goes on, the harder it is for her to win, especially because a lot of her cards name cards with low inspiration values. And once you get to like turn 5, 6, 7, those cards get rarer and rarer to see. But if you can win early, she's really good.
Number 2, I feel like this is a tough 1 and 2. But number 2, we've got Fluttershy. So Fluttershy is the pet deck. And that's kind of just what makes her so good, is she has a ton of these like little cards, 1, 2, 3, that are really good. You got 2/4 turtle, as we've discussed, important. You've got a 1/1 Fluttershy that boosts pets. A lot of like boosting, like you got the angels that boost Fluttershy, the Fluttershy that boosts angel, which creates like really good synergy. The thing with her is that she has like a couple cards that aren't great, like there's Healthy Salad, which is useless. It's just like reading it doesn't seem too bad, but we've never found a situation where it seems worth the cost. Like it's 4 for alt pet and your adventure gets +2, but you don't want a pet without a Fluttershy, so there's like at most 2 pets. Yeah, so Fluttershy is really good though, because getting 3 things on the board is generally good in this game, especially when you can boost them high enough with like other cards on the board to not get killed immediately. Yeah.
And that leaves only one deck left, and that's Pinkie Pie. I think it's very unsurprising to anybody who watched our videos that we are ranking Pinkie Pie at number 1. She is a very dominant force. Like Fluttershy, she's just really good at swarming the board. Unlike Fluttershy, what she swarms the board with are cards named Pinkie Pie, which means that you can boost them, which is an important distinction. The other difference between Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy is 1, she has good draw. I mean, she just has Blue Curse, which is just a draw card. And then she has that one Pinkie Pie that draws if there's a gummy on the board. And she has the gummy that dies when it dies. Draws when it dies. And that's like a really good draw package. Not to mention, fairly unique to Pinkie Pie, there's not a bad event or item in her deck. I would say this is the worst one, but it's very oppressive when combined with this 6/8 Pinkie Pie, because all the other starter decks struggle to hit 10, especially the best 2 starter decks outside of Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy. So it's really hard to beat Pinkie Pie as long as she sees the cards that she needs to win. I would say maybe her one weakness is that all of her cards rely on another. Like her super rare isn't good unless you have an item, but 12 of her cards in her deck are items. That one card needs a gummy to draw. The gummy is a kind of like a dud if that's all you see, but it helps you cycle through your deck. So yeah, it was hard between Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie, but we went with Pinkie Pie because it's harder to get a bad Pinkie Pie hand than it is a Fluttershy hand. If you draw like 2 angels and a turtle and a Philomena and whatever in Fluttershy, that is a bad hand objectively. But like Pinkie Pie, if you draw 5 events, that's a bad hand, but that's true with every starter deck. So yeah, that's our ranking. Let us know if you agree down below. Let us know if you disagree and why. Tell us where you would rank higher or lower and why. Like, comment, subscribe, and join the Discord. We've been playing games on the Discord, we've been chatting. Tell me in detail in the Discord what deck you think is the best and why.
Yeah, I mean, genuinely, it's very interesting. I know someone said that they thought Twilight was the best, which very interesting to us. I really like hearing like why people think things that they think are good, because it's very subjective and definitely dependent on the games you play. So yeah, we'll see you next time, which we'll see you on Sunday. And yeah, bye.
See you for Bratz Week.